opening up the UFC Vegas 94 fight card, we have Mohammed Usman taking on Tomas Petersen. Mohammed Usman, as we all know by now, is Kamaru Usman's older brother. Is he as good of an athlete as Kamaru? No. Is he a high-level athlete, though? Yes, he certainly is. He played collegiate football, competed in a high level at multiple sports, and now he's transitioning into MMA. He does have 13 fights, but he is still very green. He's a high-level athlete, and he's learning at a rapid pace. Style-wise, inside the cage, he's not really great at any one particular thing, but he is composed. He isn't a panicked mess for a guy that doesn't have a ton of experience. He'll take his time. He'll work forward. He'll methodically hang out behind a jab. He is turning into a bit of a wrestler. He does have some real power, but there's flashes of it. It's not just the type of guy that goes out there, big masculine, big heavyweight, hits a couple of punches, and you're like, wow, this guy's got power. What are we laughing at? Oh, I saw that comment. That guy's getting hidden. For a guy his size with his athletic abilities and his athletic accomplishments, he can be a bit boring, and that's because he doesn't really take chances. He'll come forward, he'll throw the strikes, he'll work in a takedown if he gets into a little bit of trouble. And he's taking on Thomas Petersen. Tyler Petersen is a solid wrestler. He's going to work everything from bear hugs to shooting double. Striking is not great on his side either, but he will close that gap with some straight punches while marching forward, and then he'll try to get you against the cage, work the clinch, and get you to the ground. If he cannot take you to the ground, he does have some trouble. He does not have the best striking. But if he can, he's got very good control on top and very good ground and pound. He's coming off that decision loss to Jamal Pogues. I have to go. You need to stop laughing, dude. Somebody called me fat in the comments, asked me to oink, and Jacob is absolutely dying right now. You know what's brutal about that? I'm picking Usman, all right? Fast forward, boom, Usman's the pick.
Angelo, say oink, oink, please.
Minus 130 is good value. You know what's annoying about this? First of all, I don't care. Call me whatever you want. Thanks for watching. Where's the comment? Let me pin it. What's annoying about this is my neighbor watched the show religiously like 6, 7, 8 months ago, only for the mean comments. And then he would screenshot all the mean comments and send them to me randomly. Some guy said I was built like a turkey. I was getting that one for a while. And then I don't know what happened. People started to like me. I became the favorite of our little duo here. People were much nicer to me. I definitely have become the favorite. People have been much nicer, only positive comments. So I don't know what happened. I changed nothing. I don't know what happened. So then my neighbor's like, this show sucks. If they're not making fun of you, show sucks. I'm not watching it. So oink, oink. I'll make sure I send that to him. Jakey boy, who do you think wins this fight?
You know, a lot of these breakdowns are going to just be straightforward and honest because, that's just the kind of guy I am. And being straightforward and honest about a lot of these fights on this card, there's a lot of who the fuck knows? I know that we try to do the research and I watch the fights and stuff, but at some point with some matchups and some fighters, you can't really see an advantage really in like a strong advantage anywhere for either side of the fight. And I think that's one of these fights. I don't know where, do you agree with me? What does Usman do significantly better than Thomas Petersen? What does Thomas do significantly better than Usman? I don't think there's anything either side.
Physicality. Usman's much more physical. I agree. There's not giant skill gaps, but Usman's much more physical.
So in that right, and there's a lot of breakdowns like that, it's going to be a lot of we're going to make picks here and we're going to make a pick, but it's picks are not bets. And there's a reason for that. I just believe that Thomas Petersen in his last fight versus Jamal Pogues, and obviously he wants to get his wrestling going. That's what he wants to do at his core. He couldn't really get the wrestling going against Jamal Pogues, but Pogues was able to keep him away with that jab. Really, really nice, solid jab that was just lighting Thomas Petersen up. And he never really stopped, right? He kept moving forward. He's walking through the shots, returning shots on his own, but it was the jab that really put the damage and really kind of won that fight for Jamal Pogues. I don't think Usman's got that jab. You know, he doesn't have that Kamaru Usman jab. He throws a jab out there, but I mean, Jamal Pokes is really pumping that jab. And without that jab, I think Thomas Petersen is going to be able to get onto his hips, get onto his legs, and get some takedowns. Get a single, run that, and I think he's got decent control on top. So this is probably going to be a sloppy fight. It's probably going to be a close fight. If he can't get the takedowns, it's probably going to be a 50-50 fight. But I believe that he can just kind of work through Usman's kind of sloppy striking and get the takedowns that he needs and that he wants to get. So I'm going Thomas Petersen, but it's like fucking, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't agree. I'm on the Usman side. I do have been a little bit of a parlay. I call it the.
It's about $1,000 on this one.
Okay. Didn't we do that last week? Didn't we bet $500 on a fight that you were just screaming and yelling? You were the most confident man in the world, and then she got an eyelash. She got an eyelash beat off her face and lost every round of that fight.
And this is why you can't live your life as a pussy, Angelo. It's because I said
you wanted 1,000. I said no.
No, I said any amount of money to start, and then in the text you were like, "Fuck it, let's do the bet." And I was like, "Okay, you want to do 500 or 1,000?" And Angel's like, 500.
No. You said you want to bet 500, and I said yes. And then you said, you 500, and I pay you 250, or you 1,000, and I pay you 500. And I said, no, me 500.
I'm too confident.
It was a nice win nonetheless. It was great too because I passed out.
I only paid him $350. I didn't pay him $500. $250 for the main event and $100 for the Andre Petroski fight.
Yeah, it was 2-1 odds. So I got $250 there because I risked the 500. Either way, this is another one of those moments. Not quite as dramatic because Rose Namajunas is a former champion and Mohammed Usman is trying to find his way. I do have Mohammed Usman. I was trying to think of like former what, and I couldn't think of anything clever. I'm working off an hour's sleep here. Mohammed Usman, I do have in a little bit of a parlay.
Let's get the over-under on how many times we hear that tonight.
Every single time that I slip up, so it's going to be quite a few. I have in a little bit of a parlay. Let me finish my damn sentence. I have a half. It's a plus 174 parlay. I got Usman. I'll give you the other half when we get there. If you are a premium member, you've seen it. If you're not, well, become one. It's freaking $10. $8,800 in DraftKings. $7,400 in DraftKings every week. What are those numbers? What do those mean? Those are DraftKings fantasy salaries. You draft players. You build yourself a lineup. You compete against other people with your lineup. I do not recommend having either one of these gentlemen in there. Mohammed Usman at $8,800. The dude, this fight is going to be him jabbing over and over and over, maybe getting a takedown or two. This will be a boring, slow, sloppy heavyweight fight that will never be fast, let alone slow down as they get tired. So not touching from a DraftKings perspective. Do have that bet on Usman. You can unlock all the picks, the bets, the tools, and everything else right now for $10 a month. That $10 will include UFC 304 next week from London. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top.
I see London. I see France. I see Angelo's underpants.
Okay. This is a response to earlier when I said people were really mean to me and now they decided they liked me. He said, I started liking Angelo after he made Jacob his wife during their fight. He's a badass.
What, defended every takedown?
If you guys don't know, Jacob and I fought. And it wasn't like in a cage, whatever, but we fought. We went to the gym that I train at, went after it a little bit, did a boxing round, some jiu-jitsu. Jacob had literally no success whatsoever, and if you do want to watch him get humbled, you can check out that video.
Defended a takedown. I easily got to a single multiple times.
You can check out that video.
I could have literally ran you through the front fucking windows, and I didn't. While you're screaming, and the sensei is like, stop, you're gonna kill him. And I stopped right before the fucking glass pane windows. I spared your life that day, and everyone that actually watched the video will say that in the chat right now.
I'm happy to run that back. Happy to do it. We'll stream it.
You know what's going to happen next time?
You'll lose even faster.
I'm going to walk in like this.
Yeah, this stupid ass fog machine, dude, is ridiculous.
Fucking Undertaker.
You need John Cena's music. I think that's it, right? Isn't that the beat? Anyway, let's go.